52 Traders, episode 78.
And I think as long as you treat it like a process rather than a quick kind of get-rich-quick scheme, then...
Join Cam every week on the 52 Traders podcast or at 52traders.com to learn how to trade like the pros. This podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is not investment, trading, or financial advice of any kind.
What's up, traders? Welcome to another installment of the 52 Traders podcast. I'm your host, Cam Hawkins, and today we've got Rob Colville on the show from the UK. So Rob's from the UK. He's also known as the Lazy Trader. So if you're a lazy kind of person, if you like to be lazy now and again, maybe what Rob's going to tell you on the show today will help your trading somehow. So he sort of, you can hear the story in a second. I'm not going to ruin it for you now. You can hear his full story in a second. It's a great interview. He drops a whole lot of value in this interview, so be sure to listen to the very end. Now, before we get into it with Rob, there is one other thing that I need to let you in on. It's something that's just started today. Now, we've got, if you remember, I suppose a couple of weeks ago, or a few weeks ago now, we ran the Trading Mentors Match-Off competition. So this was taking 3 trading mentors, pairing them up with 3 random traders who are listeners of the 52 Traders podcast, who entered the prize draw, who basically put their hat in the ring and said, hey, look, you know, this is my trading story. What do you think? Would you be willing to train me? These mentors stepped back and said, and sort of took a look at all the entries. I think it was 65 odd entries, and basically picked a few that they liked the look of, thought that they had potential as a trader, and 3 of them were lucky enough to win. Now, what we're doing is we're tracking these guys over the course of the next 3 to 5 months, probably until the end of the year. There's going to be at least 18 episodes coming up, talking to these guys, finding out how they started off, which I've already done. So I've already recorded these interviews where they explain how they started off, where they are now. And I tell you what, these stories are actually almost better than some of the shows. Some of them are actually better than some of the shows with the guys who are professional traders out there. So, because I mean, these guys have got nothing to lose, and look, they're telling you everything, their sort of deepest, darkest secrets. It's really great stuff. I mean, I was surprised. I thought it might not be quite as good as interviewing these normal these guys out there trading for a living, but interviewing guys, man on the street traders. Boy, these guys have got some good stories to tell. Really interesting stories. So there's a little bit of a sneak peek on the 52 Traders website. So if you do want to have a listen to a few lines from what these guys have, the interviews that I've done so far, and I will, then it's up there for you to listen to. So jump on there, 52traders.com/TMM, and that will take you to the page with a little snippet from the shows that are coming up. So if you want to check that out, do so now. The other thing is, we've got their mentors as well coming on the show. So we've got, and look, these are our most popular episodes to date. We've got Avdo back on. Now, this guy's episode essentially went viral in my eyes. Went viral. We've got Derek van der Linde. His was about the same. And Adam Lord from Royal Collective, all coming back on to the show to talk about how they're going to train these guys up. And the questions I ask actually sort of act as more of a second interview with these guys as well. We're going to find out what they've been up to and all this sort of good stuff. Then we're going to jump in every month, pairing up with both these guys and find out how they're tracking along. And so if you're looking for motivation to suppose take your trading to the next level, this could be it, to keep track with these guys along the way and see how they go through the struggles, what struggles they're going through, how they overcome them, and all this sort of good stuff. So there's a bunch of value being dropped in these interviews already, and this is only with the students, not even the mentors. So, I mean, like, these guys are telling me some of the mistakes, that I don't even know about. They're telling me these mistakes they've made in the interviews. They've told me who to avoid from an educator perspective. They've told me who's good. Some of these guys have actually gone out and taken several courses, like 7 to 8 courses, really done them in depth, studied them, learnt them, applied them, and they'll tell you which ones they've taken, and they'll tell you which ones are good and which ones aren't good. So some really great insights in here. They even reveal their strategies. So if you want to listen, if you're listening closely and carefully, you can hear them reveal the strategy they use in the market at the moment. And look, even though they're not profitable traders, it's not saying they're not good traders, because these guys have had good, some of them have had good periods of trading, but just completely are in no man's land at the moment. So they need help, and that's why they're here on the show with their trading mentor, and we're going to track that over the coming weeks. So guys, look forward to that. Now, the last thing on this point is, this is taking me a lot longer than doing my normal interviews, and because of that, there is a price to listen to these ones. Okay, so guys, if you want to come on board, I'm giving you a chance to get in at a discounted price before they air next week. So you've got basically a week. In actual fact, it's a little less than a week, but it's basically a week to come on board, sign yourself up, and you're locked in to get every single one of those episodes as they go forward, all the way up until the end of the year. So where are we now? We've got 6 months to the end of the year. So there's at least going to be 18 episodes. We've recorded some of them already, and I'm recording more next week. The price is going to be $45, but if you come on board now, you can get a discount. And the page to go to is that 52traders.com TMM, and that's the letter M, so TMM at the end, or you'll find it on the homepage, and all you need to do is go on there, grab that discount. There's a countdown timer on there, so and you can also listen to that snippet from the 3 shows that I've recorded already. So guys, if you're interested in joining along on this journey, listening to these guys and getting back on with hearing how Avdo goes, how Derek goes, hearing more from those guys and Adam Lord, this is going to be a great journey. I'm really looking forward to it. Hope you guys are too. So jump on to 52traders.com. You'll find it there on the homepage and probably on all the other pages as well. Right, before we get on the show, have one review that came in this month. So I only had one, so if you got time to do a review, please jump onto iTunes. I'll leave another link in the show notes. This review came from Reader757 from the USA. So he said, great information. The information provided on this podcast is great. Cam's interviews with successful traders paint a realistic picture of trading with insights to so many successful techniques. The interviews are in plain English, so even someone new to trading has plenty to take away from them. So that's what I'm hoping, guys. You can take a lot away from these interviews. Now, let's see what we can take away from our interview with Rob Colville today. So let's get on with it. Okay, welcome, Rob. Thanks for joining me here on the 52 Traders podcast this week. How are things over there in Blighty?
Well, unsurprisingly overcast and cold, but I'm sure that doesn't come to any surprise to you, Cam. Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
Well, look, it's good to get you on the show. I know the first time we tried to do this, you were down with the flu or something. It sounded like the worst flu in the world. Do you want to talk us through that one? You're down for about 2 weeks or 2 or 3 weeks.
I was. It was an epic flu. I mean, who needs drugs when you've got the strain of flu which I had? I was hallucinating. I had cold sweats, everything. It was the worst. And yeah, I'm pretty glad that I saw the other side of it, quite frankly.
It was touch and go at one point, was it?
Yes. Thank you for your perseverance.
Oh, yeah, look, we finally got here anyway, so that's great. Look, let's get on with some of the questions here. So do you want to give us a bit of background about you personally and what first got you into trading?
Okay, well, I actually fell into trading by chance. Essentially, after graduating in a degree in journalism and doing quite well, I moved to London to seek my fortune, did a Dick Whittington, just in time for the credit crunch and the financial markets crisis. So no one was employing, and those people who were employing were paying pretty derisory amounts. And after living in London for a time, it's quite an expensive city. Prices are sky high. Living costs are exorbitant. I looked around, saw a lot of my friends who fell into the white collar industries like banking, law and accounting and things like that. And they sure as well were having a lot more fun than I was. And they had a lot more money than I did. And as much as I love journalism, I actually figured after a while that, my opinions were starting to be censored. And whilst I like the industry of learning new things all the time and getting new insights, I figured that I was actually merely a foot soldier to peddle someone else's point of view. So I thought that the only way really to be eternally happy, being the rebellious kind of person I am, was to work for myself. So financial markets trading, I fell into a seminar, did a 2-day course, spent a lot of money on my trading, and actually sucked at it. I was terrible. In fact, I was the worst trader in the world. I made every single mistake many times over. And after about 9 months of struggling, I realized that, hey, I've come this far now. I've made every single mistake several times over. Giving up now would merely be quitting. So, believe me, I've done every course under the sun. I've tried every strategy, every system, every ebook I've downloaded and absolutely devoured. And I realized quite rapidly that having an attention span of a gnat, end of day trading was for me, because funnily enough, and a lot of people are surprised to hear this, I actually don't like trading that much. I mean, I like what it can gain, but in terms of the intellectual rigor, I'm only really interested in the bottom line. I don't really have like a scholastic fascination with the markets, and you can be sure as hell, guaranteed you'll never catch me in the pub after hours talking about trading to my friends. But like I said, I was interested in what trading can get me, and after deliberating over it, I realized that end of day trading or end of week trading would be the best possible time frame for me to get the most return from the market, doing as little as possible. So I developed my own strategy, compounded everything I knew or collated everything I knew, and essentially became consistent over the period of like 6 months following my 9-month bad spell or year bad spell, and became consistent. And after a year or two of consistency, I suddenly reversed my fortunes, became a lot happier and a lot more confident in what I did, and developed the strategy further, launched the brand later, because at the time, 2011, 2012, I knew that there are a lot of people out there struggled or had the same struggles as I did. And the brand kind of essentially snowballed into what it is today, like a global brand. And obviously I'm still trading, but believe me, it was a journey and a half. And certainly in what I do, I like to teach people exactly what works and what doesn't work, so that no one else who comes across me can have the same kind of white-knuckle journey as I did in the financial markets, because it is quite a simple process made complicated by idiots. And there's a lot of misinformation out there.
Oh yeah. So if we just go back into that journey a little bit. So you said 9 months that you sort of went through the whole process of 2-day seminar, bang, I'm going to do everything, learn everything. Were you working a job at that point, or was that just like pure every day in and out, that's all you did? Okay, so that was the first part of the show. Now, to hear the full episode, the best bits, join the family at 52traders.com. They usually go for about 45 minutes to an hour long, and trust me, these shows are great. They give us so much insight. Now, if you want to get there quickly, all you need to do is jump into the show description on your phone, and there's a link taking you directly to 52traders.com, where you can join the family over there and listen to the full episode. Now, in the rest of the show, I cover off what my traders do differently from the rest of us. So what is it that they're doing that we're not doing? What their typical trading day looks like, what they would do if they had a day job now and wanted to trade for a living, their preferred trading strategy, so actually how does it work? What we should be educating ourselves on when we're looking at a price chart, so what indicators we should use, what price levels, what chart patterns, all those sorts of things. Also, we touch on fundamentals as well, so how do we use news to our advantage? Trading psychology, tips, tricks, techniques, we go through those. Exiting trades, managing trades that you've got running. So we talk about their strategies. They give you strategies for exiting and managing trades. Books to read, websites to visit, all the best ones. Something that you should try and master over the next month. The broker and platform they use. And finally, last but not least, they give us a full trading strategy. So something you guys can try out at home on your PC this week in the markets if you wish. Now, to get the full episode, you need to jump onto 52traders.com, join the family. As I said, it usually goes on for 45 minutes to an hour, and there's a link in the show description, so if you're on your phone, just jump on there, tap the link, and it'll take you straight to 52traders.com. Now, if you're thinking about learning to automate any of your trading, hiring a developer, learning to code, that sort of thing, then before you do that, jump onto my other website, automatemytrading.com. So if you're interested in automating some or all of your trading, then jump onto automatemytrading.com and you'll see me over there. For now, to hear the rest of this episode, all you need to do is click on the link in the show description or go to 52traders.com. See you there.